friends, welcome back to my channel. I'm Cody from Cody's Crochet and welcome to this very crafty vlog. Today is Thursday the 9th of October and I have a market on the 12th, which is a Sunday. It is a pumpkin festival, so it's very fall themed. It's like in the middle of October, fall season, but also for Halloween. So I have been trying to prep a lot of fall and Halloween stuff. I'm actually sick, which is why I'm not at work. But I tried to make a few things here and there. So yesterday I made a few ghost keychains and ghost plushes, as well as some of my bigger loaf cats. And today I actually made a bat plushie. I can show you, hold on. This is what I made. This is by a pattern from Crochet Grove, or Grove, I'm not sure how you pronounce it. But this is how the little guy turned out. Very cute, very Halloween color palette. I'm not sure if I will make another one of these to have like a pair, but this is what I did today. It is currently 2 p.m. So you can tell I'm not getting as much done as I would normally. But today I just want to do a few more things, do a few more fall and Halloween themed things, such as plushies and keychains, and maybe make some more of my bigger loaf cats. I also just checked the weather for Sunday and it is not supposed to rain, which is good. But there is supposed to be a lot of winds, which is not as good. I hope we are a bit sheltered from the wind because 30 kilometers is quite a lot, especially for tents. So I'm hoping that nothing will be flying away. And it is supposed to be between 9 to 12 degrees, which is a little bit chilly, but I think that's good, especially for a fall market. So I might sell some scarves or beanies or earworms and lots of the fall and Halloween stuff, I'm hoping. I'm not quite sure what my next project should be. Maybe one or two of my big loaf cats again. I currently have, I think, 4 or 5. Or we could make more of the leaf keychains or maybe some more bookmarks. I'm not sure yet. We'll see. Okay, so I have decided to continue work on this, which is either going to be a beanie or an earworm. This yarn is, this yarn is Soft Alpaca by Rico Design, and it is 80% acrylic, 20% alpaca, and 20% wool. And these are 50-gram donuts. I have 2 of them, and this is the color 12. So yeah, I started this a few days ago. I bought the yarn I think on Tuesday, and then I immediately got on it after work before I got sick. So yeah, this is how far I am into it. I love the color, really cool. It's not as soft, but it will keep you warm for sure, and I think if you wash it, it will get softer. So I think I will just continue working on this, because if I want to make this an earworm, then it will be done relatively quickly. Because let me measure. We are already at 5 centimeters, so we are about halfway done. So I'll see you later. Little check-in. We are at about 7 centimeters and it is now 2:37. In the next 15 to 20 minutes, I will stop working on this for now, have lunch, and then come back and continue working on this. But it's working out pretty nicely so far. This again is a 2x2 ribbing from a pattern by Handy Little Me. It's a beanie pattern originally, but I've used it to make a lot of earworms. Actually, I don't think I've ever made a beanie with the beanie pattern. It's interesting, but we'll continue work on this. See you later. Okay, so I will be stopping right now and have lunch. It is 2:45. We are at about 8.5 to 9 centimeters out of 10. So we're close, meaning after lunch I will finish this and then we can pick a new project. I am back. I finished lunch and it is now 3:15. So I will continue work on this and we will look at the clock and see how long it takes to finish. So I just reached about 9.5-ish centimeters on our earworm. So now I will be binding off. It is now 3:26. So I worked on this for about 10 minutes. I mean, we're already there pretty much before lunch, but I will bind off now and then weave in my ends and then we will be done. I finished our blue woman. Again, this is 2x2 ribbing. Worked it pretty quickly, honestly. More quickly than the usual yarn that I use, the gradient one. But this yarn is also thicker. I double stranded 2 of these donuts. So they're also still pretty full. But I will tag this and put it in our bag. And then we can look for another project. So we finished our woman, meaning it is time for a new project. It is 10 to 4. Yeah. I just wanted to make 1 or 2 more of my big love cats, because then I think I'll have enough. I think we currently have, hold on, 6 big love cats actually. Okay. So we can make 1 or 2 more to have 7 or 8. I think that's pretty good stock for the market. I will have to make new ones for my November market anyway, so there's that. But I will choose some yarn and then we will get started. I chose some yarn. I will be using bright white in 2 combinations. Firstly with this very summery looking kind of lemonade vibe yarn. It is a mix of yellow, orange and a light pink. And then I also choose another summer yarn because I have it and I want to use it up. This, which is a mint white and again light pink. I will be using these to make some love cats. So let's go. I just added our first color variant, which is the yellow, orange and pink. And I did it from here to here. I again will be doing a different colored ear here. So this ear will be white and then this will be in the variegated yarn. And again, the tail is also going to be half, and I will put a speck on the other side. Maybe if I have enough yarn, I will add 1 or 2 feet that are in a different color. So like the speck at the bottom, but we'll see. Because this yarn is pretty used, it's like half done I think, so I'm not sure how much we can get out of it, but we'll see at the end. Finished the face and I will later work up the body, but again, as you can tell, I have a white ear and a variegated yarn ear, and I will continue working up the body now. And our little loaf cat guy is complete. I didn't end up making one of the feet, the variegated yarn, I just was too lazy, honestly. But we have the different colored ear, the speck on the other side, and then the tail. I actually had quite a bit of this yarn left, so I didn't use up the rest of the skein like I thought I would. But yeah, I will make another one with this and the bright white, and I will see you once I'm done. I just finished the main body. I again didn't put any different colored feet because I was again too lazy to do that, but there we go. I will embroider the face now. I will again use the medium to light brown that I used for the other one because black again would be too harsh. So let's embroider the sky face. The embroidery is all done. So let's tag this guy, put him in the inventory, and then put him in the bag. Both love cats are tagged and in the bag, and I actually think that I want to make some of my mini bee keychains because I only have 3 left. I sold quite a few at my last market, so I didn't have the time to restock them, and honestly I kind of forgot about them. I mean, it's fall, but I've had mini bees sell at Christmas markets, so I will just grab the yarn and work up, I don't know, 1, 2, 3 of them. Maybe even a medium one. I still have all 3 of my big ones. They're not really selling, but I still have them as a size option. But yeah, I will grab the yarn and then we will work on some mini bee keychains. I finished the little body. It is very small, but people really like them. I actually have one on my car key as well. I will be making the wings now, sew them on, and then put the keychain on, and then it is done. Our little bee keychain is done. Very cute, very little, but very adorable. I will tag this, put it in the inventory, and then start another one. I have both of these finished. As you can tell, they are already tagged. They look so stupid with the tags because the tags are like triple their size. Whatever. I will put them in the inventory and then in our bag. And then, I'm not sure. Okay, I actually think that this is going to be it for today because I don't feel very good and we have the whole weekend to do stuff still. So I will see you tomorrow. Hello friends, today is Friday the 10th of October. So we have today and tomorrow to prep a little bit more for a market on Sunday. I realized yesterday evening while I was going through my inventory that I only have one plush turtle left and one acrylic turtle, but that one has been sitting in my inventory for a while because it is not as soft as the other ones. People love the plush ones more for sure. So I definitely want to make one of those today because I just want to have at least two, maybe three, we'll see. But because of this, I bought some yarn. I can show you what I bought. I got two more colors of my chenille yarn that I use, which is just a black and a dark blue. It's a little bit more bluish in real life than on camera, and just standard black. So got those two, and then I got these two. They look really pretty, and they are a tad bit softer than the dark blue yarn we have. It is not the same yarn. This is Creative Melange Chunky, also by Rico Design. It is 53% virgin wool and 47% acrylic. So this has no alpaca in it whatsoever, or regular wool, but I got these, and the colors just look really pretty. And I want to make a hat or any woman. We'll see how much time I have and how much I can stand the urge to stop. So yeah, I got those, meaning we can now start with the turtle. Yeah, I use a pattern from Crochet by Genna. It's a turtle pattern. I will link it in the cards and also write it in the video description if you're interested. So yeah, let's pick out the colors for the turtle and then get started. I got my yarn ready. I will be using the dark blue we got today and then the light blue that we already had. This will be the main body and this will be the shell. So yeah, again, pattern by Crochet by Genna. Let me pull it up on my tablet actually. Pattern is pulled up, and as you can tell, she put the timestamps in the video, so if you want to make it, you can totally go ahead and do that. She has a step-by-step tutorial, and if you are a little bit faster or more advanced, then you can just skip through the video with the timestamp she has in her description. I'm thinking about if I should embroider the eyes on this one, since there will probably be a lot of children at the festival on Sunday, and many people ask if it is safe for the children, and if they're under 3, then I have to say no, it is not, and then they have to choose something else, and I don't have that many things with embroidered eyes or without eyes at all. I think I will have to embroider them here, or I want to embroider them here. Yeah, well, if you can't tell, I don't quite like embroidering eyes because I am not that good at it, but maybe I'm not that good at it because I don't really do it, so practice makes perfect. I finished the head as well as the 2 front fins. I will now be making the back fins and then the tail, and after that we can start on making the shell and the body. I finished the back fins and the tail, so now we can get started on the shell. I finished all the pieces, they're right here, and I started work on the shell and it is almost finished, but you have to sew on everything before you close up the body. So I will be doing that. It's honestly the worst part of this, but we'll get through it. So see you when I'm done sewing. I actually took a little break to make myself some tea. It is currently 3 p.m. I got to sewing these 3 on, and now I will be continuing with the front fins and then later the head, but first I will close up the body when I'm done sewing the front fins. Everything is sewn together, well, not everything, but most of this is sewn together. I will now stuff the body and close it up, and then we can sew on the head when everything is done, and then we need to remember to embroider the eyes. Unless I want this to be an eyeless turtle, but I don't think so. So yeah, I will do that, and I will see you when we will sew on the head or sew on the eyes, depends. Body is all closed up, so the body itself is done. I haven't sewn on the head, as you can see, because I think I will embroider the eyes while the head is still detached, because I think maneuvering like the whole body with the head will be a little bit more difficult, so I will be embroidering the eyes now, so wish me luck. I have embroidered the first eye. I think it looks pretty decent. I put a tad bit of white in the eye because whenever I don't do this, they always look a little dead and possessed, so I like to add a little bit of white as like a highlight or like a shine or reflection, because the plastic eyes naturally have that reflection. So yeah, let's pray that I can make the other eye even, but yeah, see you later. Both eyes are embroidered and they are pretty even. And they both look okay, so that's a win. I will now be sewing on the head. I am hoping that I can sew on the head even and not have it lopsided like this or this. So again, let's pray that I can sew this on correctly. And he is complete, all sewn up. The hat is relatively even for me, that's pretty good. I always have trouble sewing on the head, really. Yeah, but color combo looks pretty cute, really nice. I will tag him and put him in the back and the inventory, and then we will see what we can do next. The turtle is in the bag, and I have decided on a project. I actually looked through my sales of the 3-day market that I had and my inventory in comparison, and I think I will do 1 or 2 mushroom boys in acrylic yarn, so no plush. But yeah, I only have 3 of them as keychains, and people prefer the mushroom boys with keychains, so I think I will work up 1 or 2 of those. I currently have 3, so 4 to 5 would be a tad bit better. I have actually like 8 regular ones, but some of those are relatively old and smaller in comparison, and they have different colors like pink, purple, and beige for like the top. So yeah, people love the red ones. They rarely buy any other colors. I had like 1 customer in May at a market that bought a pink one, but she was very into pink. She bought only pink things from me, so like a pink mushroom boy, a pink smiley keychain, a pink flower, so she had kind of a theme going on, and that was the only time I sold a different colored mushroom boy. So I will grab my red and white yarn. I still have the white behind me from the eye embroidery, but yeah, I will grab the red and then we can get started. The pattern is by chonky.crochet. I have the pattern on Instagram. I found it there. They made a post. You can also find them on TikTok, and they seem to have an Etsy. But yeah, let me get the yarn and then we can get started. I have gathered the yarn. this red and the white. We'll also use the white for the spots. I actually learned an embroidery stitch specifically for these plushies. It is called the French knot. I used to do like little stripes, but I think people like the French knot better because they are really dots, like on real pumpkins. So, pumpkins. Mushrooms. I have no idea why I said pumpkins. Anyway, I like them better because they look like real mushrooms. Okay, yeah. So I pulled up the pattern and we can get started. This is a no-sew pattern, which is really nice. The red is worked first, and then you just continue on down onto the body and work bobble stitches for the arms and legs. And yeah, they work relatively quickly, so great. I like this pattern a lot. So let's get started. I've just finished our little mushroom boy. Well, he's technically not finished because I still need to do the French knots I do on the red top here. But other than that, he's finished. So I will just pop a few of those on top of here and then we're done. Our little friend is now fully complete. I did the French knots right here. They're also a little 3D. I will keychain him, tag him, put him in the inventory, and then put him in the bag. I just finished our second mushroom boy. I will now tag him and put him in the bag with the other one. It is a tad bit later. I took a break and I had to charge my phone, but now we're back. And I actually started working on another one of the stingray keychains because I currently have 5 and I think I only have one in this color. And this color people love. So I just wanted to make 1 or 2 in this blue version. So yeah, I will be doing that. The pattern is by Theresa's crochet shop, I believe. I will link the pattern and write it in the video description. But yeah, great pattern. It's no sew, all you have to do is weave in the ends. So it's a great market project and people love stingrays for some reason. I mean, they're great animals really, but in markets people adore these. So I will be making a few more. I just finished this little guy with eyes and a little smile. Well, I need to keychain and tag him and put him in the inventory, but then I'm done. I think I will make another one of this guy in this color because again it's a very popular one. So yeah, tag, back, and make another one. So I actually didn't get started on another stingray keychain. I actually really want to try out the yarn we bought today and knit it into a beanie. I will try to push through and make a beanie and not an ear warmer. So yeah, maybe after making a beanie we have enough left over for an ear warmer. I'm not sure. I don't know how much beanie takes. These donuts are 50 grams each and 85 meters long. Again, I'm not sure how much a beanie will eat up, but we'll see. I just finished casting on, and as you can tell, I was really close. I did the technique in the tutorial, but it somehow ended up really close. I'm not sure why. Yeah, anyway. This pattern is by Passionate Kelsey. It is a 1x1 rib knit and not a 2x2 that I usually do. So I haven't done that in a while. But yeah, I will just start and work this up. I am about 4 centimeters in. And as you can tell, it went from this purplish red to a pink and blue. which is a really nice combo. I will continue knitting, but I will be having dinner soon. But after that, I will continue. I am back from dinner, and this is where we left off. The yarns have started to turn purple and a very light pinkish purple-ish. So this is where I will continue. See you later. So I knit a few more rounds rather, but I'm really tired. So it is currently 9:40 p.m. Yeah, I think we are done for today. This is how far we got into the beanie. I will see you tomorrow. Tomorrow I have plans at around noon, a little later. But yeah, at like 2 to 2:30 I will be leaving for a game afternoon with my family. And before that we will pack my car, meaning my tent, my tables, and all of my inventory and display stuff. So yeah, we will do all of that tomorrow, and if we have time we can work a bit more on our hat. Yeah, so that's our plan for tomorrow, and I will see you tomorrow. Good night. Good morning, friends. Today is Saturday the 11th, meaning we have one day till my market tomorrow. Or morning. It's more like 10:25. But yeah, I had breakfast, just washed my hair, and now we can start packing my car with all the stuff we will need. Meaning my tent, my tables, my inventory, and my display stuff. Yeah, so let's go and do that. I just accidentally broke a part of my display. I can still use it, but it has multiple cracks now. It was one of these wooden crates that I have, and I shoved it a little bit too hard, and now it has multiple cracks at the bottom. Now the bottom is half detached from the top. Yeah, that happened. Okay, I finished packing my car. Well, finished is relative because I still need to pack the styrofoam head and books for elevation and also weight, because again, it might be a tad bit windier and I like to put a book or two inside of my crates, especially if they are holding lighter items like scrunchies. I had that at my 3-day market as well, because there was also a gust of wind, especially on Sunday, so I did that and I think that helped. So I will do that again. I just have to remind myself to pack them. Other than that, we're pretty much set. I need to pack my go bag, meaning a bag with food and water and yarn to work on. I will be taking the beanie I started with me that we were working on yesterday evening, and a few other things for, I'm not sure, mini loaf cats. I think I will take black velvet yarn with me, or chenille yarn, to make black mini loaf cats, because I think they will sell well for Halloween. And maybe the 3 fall colors in cotton that I have and that I used for the leaf and pumpkin keychains, as well as for the bookmarks. Again, my set with the keychain things and the clamps and my tagging supplies and all that. That's what I will do. But not right now. I need to take a minute. That was quite a lot, especially since I'm still sick, so I will see you when I caught my breath. I caught my breath. I also made myself a nice warm drink. I will now continue knitting our hat. I will not finish it today, I know that. So I will take this with me tomorrow on the market, but before we start knitting on a hat, I want to start packing my go bag and a few things that I still need from inside my room, meaning the styrofoam head, the books, all that. So I'm gonna do that. So I put more work in on our beanie. This is about 6 inches and we need around 10 to 10.5 before starting to decrease for the crown. What worries me a little bit more is how our yarn is looking. I'm not sure if this will be enough for the hat. I might have to buy a third one and then pull from the inside and the outside, because this is almost run to finish it off. And maybe with the rest of the third one, if I need one, I can make a new one. So there's that. So this is how we are currently looking. As you can tell, it's kind of making stripes between the bluish green and the reddish purple, but I think that's okay. What really worries me is our donuts. It might be enough, but I might run out. I'm not sure. I'm scared. Well, scared is the wrong word, but I'm anxious. I will continue knitting. We might actually finish this today, because I got further than I thought. I need about 9 more centimeters for length, including the crown. So like 5, 6 more on the length itself, and then the rest for the crown. And then we should be done. I have not quite reached the right length, but this is what I have left. And this I will definitely need for the crown, if it is even enough. So I will start the decreasing process now. We are currently at around 25 centimeters of pure length with no crown. So the crown will probably add, I'm not sure, 2 or 3 centimeters. So we're short on around 2 centimeters, but I think that's okay. So let's just pray that this is enough for the crown. I'm not sure, honestly. With this pattern, there are 3 decrease rounds, and I did 2 of them, and we have enough yarn to finish the hat, which is good. The last is just to knit 2 together the whole round. So we have enough to do that and then sew it closed, which is great. It's good that I stopped at the point that I did, because I think if I kept going, then I wouldn't have enough yarn right now. So my intuition was correct. And our hat is complete. Ends weaved and everything. I will try it on to see how short it actually is, since we had to stop a little earlier. This is actually pretty well fitting. Can even make the brim a little bigger. It's a chunky hat for sure. And I don't look good at it, but somebody will. So I will tag this and then we can put it in the inventory and then put it next to all the stuff I have next to my go bag, because if I put it in a regular bag that I collect all the things to take them to the other place, then I will forget about it for sure. So I will put it on the book stack so I don't forget it. Good morning. Today is Sunday the 12th, meaning today is market day. I still have all the things we have gathered for my car and like my go bag and stuff. I still have it up here, meaning I need to get that down into my car, and before we do that I need to have breakfast and make myself some food to take on the go and some water and all that, and then we should be good to go. I changed and I washed my hair, meaning that's all done. So brush my teeth, put on some jewelry, do this, have breakfast and make food take on the go. Other than that, we're set. So let's get this day started. I just finished packing my car and had breakfast and made my food and all that. As you can tell, I changed again. I went from a t-shirt to turtleneck because the turtleneck will shelter my neck in case there is a lot of wind. Because I actually don't have a scarf. Which is ironic because I sell them, but you know, you never make something for yourself. Yeah, we are pretty good in time. It is 8:22 and I want to leave at 8:30, so there's definitely time to do that. I just got to my area. It is currently at 9:13 a.m, meaning we are pretty good in time, a little later than I thought I would be here, but that's okay. I will get out now, check in with the organizers, see where I'm gonna be, and then we will start setting up. As you can tell, I made it. Actually, the organizers won't be here until 11, and it is actually 9:30. So I have 1.5 hours without the organizers. They told me how to get in. So I will be setting up now. I already brought a few containers of my stuff over, and now I will bring all the tables and my tent. So because the organizers weren't really here, except for an elder member of the family with a child, they got a few pumpkins and left again, I don't have their tables. Meaning I currently only have my 3 tables. I have to hope that they either will give me one or I have to scratch my setup and improvise. And it's not really even where I'm set up, meaning that some tables have a slight tilt because of the ground. I mean, it's fine right now, but I had some problems when I was first putting the tables out. But yeah, I will hope that I will get a few more tables and then we can round off our setup, maybe. Or not, we'll see. God damn it. I am currently putting this stuff out on my tables. I am doing a mix of display and items or inventory because I'm a little bit overwhelmed. I don't have the tables yet and then my setup doesn't work, so I have to improvise and I hate doing that, so I'm trying to take it slow and steady instead of panicking and putting stuff wherever. So I'm glad that I actually came an hour earlier because I think if I didn't do that then I would have panicked a bit. So that's my way to go now. I just did the scrunchies and now I will do the keychains and like the ocean corner and stuff, so let's get going. It is around 10:30 now, meaning the organizers will come in about half an hour. I am pretty good on the front tables. I will now do the 3rd table that I have on the side, and then maybe I can actually get more tables when they arrive. So yeah, I can show you what I have so far. And as you can tell, I also hung up my call hanger. Damn. I just finished with the markets. I will be driving home now and then we can talk about how the market went. But as you can tell, I'm done. See you later. Hello. I'm currently counting the money as you saw in the last clip, but either my math is not mathing or I forgot an item on my list. Because according to my list, I made 316 euros, but I am counting 318 in plus, which is weird. So I'm not sure what's missing in my list here. But next week after work, I will have to count all my stuff to find that €2 item because I have no idea what it could be. But yeah, that's why I'm counting the money. Just for this. Who could have guessed my math isn't mathing? But I made it worse. I found the problem. I just can't add for shit. But now I am missing 12 euros from the list in correspondence to what I'm counting here. So yeah, I made it even worse, but I guess I made more than 321. I made 328. I mean, that's cool for sure, but I have no idea what I'm missing. So I definitely have to count now. Go through my inventory, see, and update my list because that's important too. And yeah. I'm not sure. Yeah, it's late. I'm yeah. Counting money always takes a while because I miscount a lot. I'm not good at that. If you want to hire me for that, do not hire me for that. I implore you. Okay, so it seems like we have made 318, which was the number at before, but then I counted 10 more and now I counted 10 less, so yeah. Meaning we are missing a €2 item from the list. Apparently. Yeah, I packed away the spare change that I always have. It's the same number, it's 126.50 euros. It's an odd number, I know, but it's just what I carry. And yeah, meaning the rest will go into the bank at some point. But I will now put the money somewhere until I can bring it away, and now we can talk about how the market went. Okay, welcome to the market recap part or portion of this vlog. The market was from 12 to 8, not to 8, to 6 p.m. I thought it was from 11 to 6, which is why I showed up at 9:15. The organizers weren't even there yet. But I called them and they told me how to get in and where about to set up. I was free to choose basically where to set up, but there was only really one spot I was able to set up my tent and all of my tables and stuff. And yeah, that was nice. That worked pretty well. The weather was good-ish. It wasn't raining. That was good, but it wasn't sunny. It was quite cloudy and sometimes a tad bit windy, but it wasn't 30 kilometers that was promised in the weather report, which was really, really good because I thought, or I was kind of anxious about the winds, like blowing over my pieces or rattling my tent a lot, but that didn't happen, or barely happened. A few things fell over, but that's normal on an outside market. That also happens in the summer, so. And setup took a while, honestly. I was there from 9:15 and I was setting up until 11:40, meaning I nearly took 2.5 hours. So it was pretty good that I actually showed up earlier, even though it wasn't calculated at all. But it was good. It worked out well. And the people there were really nice, the organizers and their team. Teardown was kind of in steps or like intervals, you can say. I started packing at around 5 actually, but I wasn't packing like consistently, but slowly taking away bits and pieces that weren't looked at that much anyway. Meaning I started with the cardigans I had hung in the back and the shawls and like scarf and stuff. I packed those away. Then I waited a little bit. Then I packed away the beanies and ear warmers. And then it was 5:25 to 5:30 and there wasn't really anyone there anymore. So there were a few families, but they were about to leave anyway, had like drinks in their hand, and they either already bought stuff from me or they weren't interested regardless. So I just started packing like fully, and I'm pretty sure I was done at like a few minutes past 6, which is pretty good. And yeah, then I packed up, drove home, and then my dad actually helped me unload all my stuff because I need my car again for work tomorrow. Which is why Sunday markets are, they're nice because Sundays in our area are always family days, but it means that you have to unpack the same day in the evening because the next week starts the next day. We can talk about the sales a little bit because some sales were surprising, honestly. I mean, there were, again, the sales like mini loaf cats, big loaf cats, my turtles, the plush ones, both sold. And then I had surprising sales, meaning items that I was not expecting to sell. I sold my big ass rainbow scarf. I mean, she did try to haggle the price down a little bit, and I went a little lower, but not that much. But I also sold a white bunny. I'm not sure if I can find a picture, if I will insert it here. But I've had that bunny for, Jesus, 2 years? I wasn't even doing markets at that point, so I've been doing markets for about a year. I have my anniversary on the 1st of November. That was my first market, which I'm actually doing again this year. Yeah, that one sold, which was surprising, but I'm glad that it's gone. I also sold out of some fall or summer specific things, meaning like my sunflower keychains. I sold all 3 of those that I had left from my 3-day market, meaning I don't have any left, which is good because then I can focus on the other stuff and don't have to carry this around or store it somewhere. I also sold all of my mini pumpkins. I had 5 or 6 left and they all sold pretty early on, actually. I think in the first 2 or 3 hours. I didn't sell any of my bigger ones, which is sad, meaning I have to probably carry them onto next year in the fall season, but that's okay, they're not that big. I also sold 2 earwarmers, one central, one crocheted with like back loop only, making the ribbing, and then it was twisted in the front. And I also sold some of my chicken coasters, a pair of those. And yeah, I again had some surprising sales, some expected sales like the love cats. It was a pretty nice market. Again, it opened at 12, but there were already people waiting at 11:45 in front of the closed gates, which was interesting. And until 5 p.m. ish, there was a constant wave of people coming in. There were always new people, and there were always like going around leaving and then new people coming, and there were so many people, it was crazy. And after 5 it slowed down a lot, but that was to be expected. Even the organizers were like, oh my god, we've never expected this to happen, because this pumpkin festival is the first they ever did at the Corn Labyrinth. So it was kind of an experiment to see how it would work, and it would have worked really well. They actually asked me if I wanted to come back next year, but I'm not able to tell them yet because I don't have my school plan, meaning there is a possibility that the weekend of my market is also the weekend where I have to drive into the different city for 2.5 hours. And doing markets at such a weekend is hard and not always a good idea. So I'll have to see. We made, according to my list, 316 euros, but according to the money count, 318. Meaning I need to go through my inventory tomorrow or on Tuesday and see, and also update my inventory list because I need to do that. But in order to do that, I need to have the right information. Again, I'm missing an item apparently that I didn't write on my list. Maybe it's also €3 item. I need to go through the list again and make sure everything has the right price and I counted everything correctly, because we all know I can count. But this market was really nice. I was pretty busy all of the hours before 5, and I've met a lot of nice people, and yeah, great market. Would love to do it again. The decoration was really nice. I think I had some clips earlier that showed the decoration. I wasn't able to film that much at the actual market because there were so many children running around. I didn't want to have any of them in frame. That's why there isn't much footage. I think I filmed a little bit of the teardown, and then when I was in the car, and now. So yeah. But this is where we will have to end the vlog. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for your interest. If you like videos like this, comment down below and maybe leave a like, because this really helps in the YouTube algorithm, especially since this channel is relatively new. And I hope I will see you next Saturday at 12 a.m. No, p.m. 12 p.m. Thanks again, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.